Hello, I'm Jonathan Clogston-Wilmot. I'm an acupuncturist and I've been practicing in Edinburgh for 38 years and before that in London. And I've learned a great deal about these ancient ways for health, and I want to share some of that with you to help you live a healthier life. And today I'm going to be talking about what I call damp heat foods. Now, when you go on holiday to a nice warm climate, what do you think of? Well, if you're anything like me, it's a rush to get there and you're a bit tired, but once you arrive, you're ready to go out and really enjoy yourself and eat what you like and drink a bit. And I have to tell you that probably you're making a mistake, because after a few days, many of you, if you're anything like me, will start getting some diarrhea and some problems. And it's because you haven't allowed your digestion to settle down to the new routine after being so tired from working. And this is because there are what are called damp heat effects in your body. And these come from foods which produce damp and foods which produce heat. And I just want to tell you a little bit about them. If you had allowed yourself to rest for a few days before going out and eating all that wonderful hot curries or seafood or whatever it is you eat, probably you wouldn't have any problem at all. But because you go straight into it, then you do get these problems. What are the foods which cause damp? Well, the most common ones are foods like dairy, from milk from cows, and things like cheeses and cream and ice cream, of course. So what are the foods that cause heat? Well, they're usually spicy or curries, chilies, those kind of foods. Equally, there are certain foods which have a warming effect on you, even though they may not be spicy. So seafood, for example, nearly always has a warming effect, particularly if the flesh is pink. So food which comes to you as damp and heat is kind of food that almost certainly you will go out and want to enjoy right off from the beginning. It's other things too. It's not only just curries and spices, but also burgers made from meat. Meat is a very warming food, and too much of it can have a heating effect on you. Now, what does the effect of heating affect on you? Well, if you get hot, then you get a rash. You may find you get diarrhea, it's smelly and it's urgent. Also, it comes out the other way. You get bad breath and body odour. And if it goes on for too long, then you might end up with symptoms of what's called stomach flu, headache, thick skin, tiredness, and athlete's foot and fungus problems. All these are signs of damp heat in your body. You also, on the damp side, you get swelling. And so you get bloated bags under your eyes, your eyelids perhaps bloat up as well, and you get tired and heavy. You also produce mucus, phlegm, catarrh, yuck, stuff that gets stuck in your throat, and you notice this very often after eating the wrong food. So there are many situations, many kinds of food which produce this. Overeating and eating too fast can do it as well. So just remember, when you're on that plane going abroad or driving feverishly to catch the ferry, take your time overeating. It's really very important indeed, because if you keep your stomach and your digestion in good order before you arrive, and arrive in a relaxed way and then go gradually eating foods, you probably won't have a problem. The problems occur when you rush out too soon and you eat and drink too much. And that takes me to the other big factor which causes damp and heat. And I'm sorry to have to tell you, it's called alcohol. Alcohol is heating in no matter what form it is. It is less heating in some of the beers, but it's more heating in the form of the wine and spirits. Nevertheless, red wine also has enough heating effect. Even white wine has a heating effect, but normally we take that cool, so it's not quite as heating. But damp heat foods include alcohol, I'm afraid. So all these things will produce a bad holiday for you, or mean that if you've gone for a fortnight, that the first week is ruined in the second half of it because your digestion has been upset by these damp heat foods. So take my advice, please. Next time you go on a holiday, try not to arrive in a rush. Take your time, don't drink alcohol on the plane. Eat ordinary, easy to digest foods, both on the plane and when you get there, and continue like that for a couple of days until your body has adjusted to the new temperature and way of life. Then go out and enjoy yourself, and almost certainly, unless you are very susceptible, you won't get the same problems from eating these damp heat foods.